Well, Russ, a game against familiar faces again for you this weekend. A lot to talk about York, but I guess the bottom line is going for the title. It's going to be a tough afternoon, isn't it?
For sure. York, really good team, really good manager, and some really strong players. They will fight to the end to win the title. That's what they're there to do, and it will be another good test for us.
And I guess rather than looking at the league table, you might think you're kind of just out of that picture. But when you think of the Kings Lynn game for us as well, we can have a say in some respects, can't we?
Well, we'll have a say. Yeah, obviously we're not where we want to be, but that's we're not in a false position. We are where we are for a reason. But we can have a big impact on everybody else in the league and start making some strides for not just the last 10 games, but for next season as well.
And as a general point, does that underline how competitive / a little bit crazy this league has been this season, and that generally everyone is beating everyone else, aren't they, really?
I think so. I think every week you see some random results. No one runs away with it. I think you see Kings Lynn have lost the last 2. All of a sudden they're having a blip, even though they're at the top of the league with games in hand. But that's the way it is. There's no easy game whether Kings Lynn play Bradford Park Avenue. There's no given in this league, and we found that out to ourselves as well.
It's a relatively small unbeaten run we're on, but you can't underestimate the importance and the confidence it gives the lads, can you, in terms of going into this game with a bit of morale?
Definitely. I think 8 points out of 12 is a really good return after a dodgy patch after Christmas. So full of confidence, and it's one of them games everyone wants to play Saturday. It means that little bit more because they'll have a half decent following with them. But yeah, thoroughly looking forward to every game that comes around.
And I know you've said this till you're blue in the face, really, the away form versus the home form, and how you always used to enjoy playing at Agborough, but getting some more points between now and the end of the season at home would be massive, wouldn't it?
Big for everyone. You can't put your finger on it, really, what the difference has been, but it's got to change, and it changed 2 weeks ago, and I can feel it a little bit now. Hopefully it continues Saturday. But like I said, we've got to make this place a real tough place to come to.
And what's training been like the last week, 10 days or so, getting on the training field after games? With the greatest respect, you've had that Monday morning feeling after a lot of defeats. What's it like when you're starting to put results together now?
It's been wet, put it that way. So but it's great. Listen, when you get good results, everyone wants to train. The injury room's not as full. And we've got a good fit, healthy squad out there. So the morale's been up. We've given them a day off on Monday because of the travelling from last week, which was the right thing to do. And we've come back in Tuesday full of beans.
And in terms of the treatment room, as you mentioned, is it just Deck primarily that we're looking at, and perhaps another week or two for him, and you'll be there?
Yeah, Deck's back training today. He's had his first full session on Tuesday. It's more about getting the blood into the legs now, really, and being really match fit. So until he's match fit, he won't be in contention, but it should be just around the corner.
And in terms of bodies, major signing in Alex Penny, who's a signing not only between now and the end of the season, which is the case, but also beyond that as well. Yeah,
great coup for the club. It's something that the owner and the CEO have backed me completely, and he was the first name when we talked about targets a couple of weeks ago, and we managed to get him in.
Clearly been playing well for a good team in Boston, but he sees a lot here, obviously to bring him here, full-time football, all those kind of things. That must please you that a player sees that and wants to make that move. Yeah,
look, he sees the potential in myself and the club and the ambitions it's got for the coming seasons. Don't get me wrong, it's a great coup for the club, and we're looking to bring these kind of players and personnel into what we're trying to bring into a good environment.
Tell us about him, first of all, as a player, and then also as a person as well, because just seeing him around the place, he seems a good character.
Yeah, he's a confident lad. He's full of energy. He comes from a team who are right at the top end, knocking on the door, but he sees a real good future here. He's got family in Birmingham, so that's kind of pulled him away a little bit, but also I think the full-time status and what we're trying to build has attracted him to the club. We're really grateful to having him, and he's trained today, and he was absolutely spot on.
And latterly, just pulling you back to something we mentioned regarding Kobe Arthur, when you mentioned there are quite a few lads you were running the rule over and having a look at. Lewis Michio is another one, bringing him in, I guess, between now and the end of the season to continue that. But he's impressed you, hasn't he? And you'd be pleased to have him available to the squad.
Yeah, Lewis has trained for the last month and he's done really well, and he's been knocking on that door. Obviously, with paperwork, it's took a little bit of time to get it over the line, but He'll be a good addition to the squad, and he's got to knock our door down and push for a starting place in the 11.